Hello guys. So today I will discuss about the third part of this employee attendance tool. So till now we have discussed how this employee tool attendance is working, how I'm fetching the data from the custom metadata. So I'm just choosing the today days. So this is LWC we have added in the home page, and you can see as soon as I choose any date, it's showing me the data table. Okay, and the employee details, you can see the employee name column. So this value is coming from this custom metadata. So I will just show it to you again. So this is custom metadata, and from the custom metadata, I'm just fetching the all the employee names. Okay, so you can see this employee's name is coming from this custom metadata. So we are just doing the querying. So these things I have already discussed with you, and in my LWC in the HTML part, I have also discussed. So in the HTML, I have added one lightning input, which is nothing but the date. You can see this date element, and there is one validation of the maximum date. So I cannot choose more than any date which is more than today. Okay, so I cannot choose any future date. I can just choose today or the earlier date than today. Okay, and there are two data table. First is the fresh data table, means that I have never take the attendance for that particular day, and that means there is no record available in the Salesforce org. So let me tell you one thing: if I am just clicking this and I'm just giving this attendance and clicking this save button, after saving this, what I'm doing, I have created one date object. So here you can see the date object. So every date when I click this save button, it basically take this date and give the name of that particular date record and save it. And in the related object, I just make the relationship with employee attendance, and the employee attendance is in like it's child object. Okay, so and in the employee attendance, I'm just saving the details of all the employees. Okay, so you can see like if I choose this employee I use. So inside I use, you can see the checkbox is clicked. This is how the saving functionality is working. And if and one more thing, I'm expecting that if I'm like in the today morning, I just come to the office and then I open this tool, and when I choose today, then I'm expecting that nobody has just provided the attendance. So that means there is no date record of that particular date in the Salesforce in the Salesforce system, right? So for that one, I created the two data table when there is no record available in the Salesforce, and we are choosing the fresh state. Then I'm choosing the blank table. You can see there is no checkbox, and when there is the data available in the Salesforce, right? Then I'm fetching the detail from this record, this state, and then I'm giving the value. Okay, so you can see like I'm choosing the date 5. So this checkbox is coming, right? So from where this checkbox is coming, because I have already saved the data and the record has been created inside the Salesforce in the date object. And as soon as I click this checkbox, it's fetching the details from the Salesforce. So now talk about the JS. So when I'm basically when I'm changing the date, right? When I'm changing the date, I already discussed in the last video what is happening. There's a own change event, right? So in the own change event, we have the date change event handler. The date change event handler, I'm just getting the value of the date, whatever the date I'm choosing. So as if I'm choosing 7, so this event dot target dot value will return me the 7 date, right? And then I'm calling one method, and that method is get saved details. So this is basically fetching the this method is basically fetching whether there is a record available in the Salesforce or not. If is there any date date record available, whatever the date I'm choosing over here. So whatever the date I'm choosing, I'm just calling Apex class and checking whether this date 8 date 8 is available here or not. It's just checking that. Okay, if it is not, so what I'm doing, if it is already available, then I'm basically rendering this data table, updated data table, right? I'm just fetching the data from the Salesforce, and then I'm showing this data table with the whatever the checkbox is there in the Salesforce org. And if it is a like the fresh date, right, then I'm rendering this data table. So how I'm rendering this data table, I created two checkbox. Okay, so you can see there are two checkbox: show updated table and select it 2 days equal to true. If date is If my date that I'm choosing is today, so mostly when I'm choosing the today date, we have to show the blank data table initially, right? It's early morning, nobody has just saved the data, so I have to just show the blank table. So I'm just checking whether it's a selected date. Yeah, it's a selected date is today date, and the updated records means what I am doing. I'm basically making a query. I will just show you the Epic class. If you wanted to see the code, I will just in the comment section I will just give you the GitHub link, and there I have just post all my code, Apex class, JS and HTML, everything. So you can see I'm just passing this data and it's just returning me the query. Okay, based on the date. If there is no record available in the date, okay, that means there is updated record. Updated record is nothing but a result of this method, right? So this query is not giving me the this query is not giving me the result. In that case, I'm just checking whether it's a null, undefined, or null. Then I'm making selected date. Selected date is today. That means a blank. That means a blank data table should come, right? And if the updated data is coming, right? If the updated data is coming, in that case, I'm making the show updated table is equal to true, and then that checkbox is rendering the second data table. Okay, and when I'm clicking this attendance checkbox, right? This checkbox, then how I'm saving the value. This is about how I'm rendering the data table or how I'm saving the values, right? So when I'm choosing this, right? So they, for each data table, I created one method on save. I'm just created the event handler, handle save. So when I'm click on save, this event handler get fire, right? This event handler, and then I'm calling this method update details. So this update the details is a, if I scroll up, you can see there's a method update details method I'm calling, right? And I'm passing the draft value. When I click this checkbox, it basically return this checkbox and this particular cell, this particular row in event dot detail dot draft values, and these values I'm basically passing as an parameter to this method update details, right? If I go here and scroll down, so you can see update details is a method. I'm passing the draft value, whatever the value you have basically edited, and I'm also passing the date you have chosen. Okay, so you can see this is an list of object and selected date, and here you can see I'm just passing this date, whatever the date you have chosen, and the details of this cell, whatever the cell you have checked or unchecked. I'm just passing those values, and once I'm passing this value, how I'm handling this, right? So again, I have to check whatever the date you have provided, right? Whatever the date you have choose is existing one or not. If it is existing one, if it is not null, if this list is coming, right, based on this data, means the date record is there, means date is there here, right? So in that case, um, make one variable updated date with the type ID, and again there's a new date ID with the type ID. Okay, and then I'm just checking whether the new date is not null. If the ID, if the date is new, in that case I'm doing the insertion. If it is updated date means the ID is already, the date I've choose is already there in the database. In that case, I'm doing the updation. Okay, and with draft values coming in form of list of map, or sorry, list of object. Okay, so list of objects of how I'm basically typecasting this. So it's coming in the list of object. I'm converting into the map of object and object, and then from that map of object and object, I'm taking the label and name, and then I'm creating a new employee attendance record. So I showed you, right, in the date, in each data there is a relationship with the employee attendance. So in employee attendance, I'm saving the values. So I'm just giving the name of employee name from the draft value. So this is a draft value, and then taking the status, and then I'm doing the updation and installation based on the date, if the date is available or not. If it's not available, I'll be doing the installation, else we're doing the updation. Okay. And one more thing, in the draft values, it's just give, if once I will click the save, this save now. So this event dot detail dot draft value will only have Ayush and Rohit data, not the Kansha and Gagan. Okay, it will just give you the draft value. But in the Salesforce record, we want all the employees name, right? So how we can basically do that? So for that reason, what I am doing now at the end, okay, if it is a updation, right? If it is a insertion, okay, just a second. uh where is that? And at the end, what I am doing, checking, when we are doing the updation, we are basically checking whatever the name the draft value is coming. Okay, whatever the draft value is coming is equals to the metadata or not. If these values are, if these names are not in the draft values, and if these values are in the metadata, I'm comparing with the metadata. Okay, here I am comparing with the metadata, and then I'm adding this names which is not there in the draft value and adding into the map, and then I'm doing the updation. This is the logic that I have written over here. Okay, so initially what I am doing, I'm taking all the values which is coming from the draft value and putting into the this map, and then I'm basically taking the values from the metadata, and I'm comparing whether the draft values have these values or not, which is there in the metadata, and then I'm doing the updation. So this is also one of the logic that I have done. So this is it, and I also basically, once the updation is successful, what we are doing, we are doing this toast message. So you can see this toast message, right? So this toast message is coming, record has been successful. So this toast message has been added. So this is it. If you have any query related to this project, you can ping me, or you can just comment down the YouTube video. And I would like to request you to subscribe my channel and like my videos if you wanted to know some other useful video and wanted to watch some other useful videos. Thank you.